Have you noticed that your once perfect hairstyle just doesn't work anymore? That mirror becomes less friendly, styling takes longer, and somehow that perfect look always seems out of reach. You're not alone. After 60, our hair changes dramatically. It becomes thinner, drier, and often grayer. Yet most women continue using the same styling approaches they've relied on for decades. Today, I'll share the 10 most common hair mistakes women over 60 make, and the simple solutions that have transformed my clients' confidence. Take Martha, my 72-year-old client, who cried tears of joy when she finally recognized herself in the mirror again. Before we begin, I'd love to know which city you're watching from. Drop it in the comments below and hit that subscribe button for more beauty wisdom that celebrates your journey. Now, let's start with the mistake that surprises most of my clients. 1. Ignoring hair thinning. One of the most heartbreaking moments in my salon is when a client whispers, "Richard, why does my hair look so flat and lifeless?" I see the worry in her eyes, the same concern I've witnessed in thousands of women who have sat in my chair over the past 4 decades. If you've noticed more scalp showing through or your ponytail feeling thinner, please know you're experiencing something completely normal, yet rarely discussed openly. After 60, nearly 55% of women experience noticeable hair thinning. It's not your imagination, it's biology. Estrogen levels decrease during and after menopause, directly affecting your hair follicles. These hormonal changes cause each strand to grow back finer than before. At the same time, your hair's growth cycle shortens, meaning fewer hairs grow at once, while more remain in the shedding phase. Add to that the fact that scalp circulation naturally decreases with age, and you'll understand why thinning happens, regardless of how well you care for your hair. But this thinning does more than just change your appearance. It can shake your confidence to the core. I remember Margaret, a retired school principal, who came to me almost in tears. "I feel invisible," she confessed. "My hair used to be my crowning glory, and now it's just gone." Her thinning hair had made her withdraw from the social activities she once loved. So we created a transformation using 3 key strategies. 1. A layered cut that fell just below her chin, long enough to feel feminine, but short enough to maximize volume. Those strategic layers created the illusion of fullness. 2. Volumizing products specifically designed for mature hair, lightweight foams that lift at the root without weighing down fine strands. 3. A simple supplement regimen with biotin and vitamin D after consulting her doctor. 6 weeks later, Margaret hosted her first dinner party in over a year. "People couldn't stop complimenting my hair," she told me, her smile lighting up my salon. While addressing thinning hair is crucial, equally important is choosing a cut that flatters your unique face shape. 2. Holding on to outdated hairstyles. I completely understand why we cling to familiar hairstyles. That Dorothy Hamill wedge cut or feathered Farrah Fawcett style may have been the highlight of your beauty days, the look you had when you felt your most confident, when your husband first fell in love with you, or when you landed that dream job. Our hairstyles hold memories, marking cherished chapters of our lives. It's natural to feel emotionally attached to them, but let me gently ask, when was the last time you updated your hairstyle? If it's been a decade or more, your trusted style might actually be aging you beyond your years. Look for these warning signs. Your styling routine takes longer but yields less satisfying results. You find yourself using more and more product just to achieve the same effect. Your hair feels constantly flat or unmanageable. You've stopped receiving compliments on your hair. These are quiet signals that your style may no longer be serving you well. Those stiff, heavily sprayed helmets from the 1970s, the poofy perms of the 1980s, or the ruler straight looks of the 1990s have a time-stamped quality. They immediately date you to a specific era. I remember Barbara, a 68-year-old retired nurse who came to me still wearing the same curly perm she had since 1986. "My husband likes it," she insisted, clutching her purse nervously. We talked about modern alternatives that wouldn't feel like a dramatic departure. I suggested keeping her curls, but making them looser and more natural looking, with face framing layers to soften her features. Instead of a tight perm, we opted for a gentler body wave technique. The length remained similar, just skimming her shoulders, but the shape became more contemporary. 2 weeks after her appointment, Barbara's husband called me personally. "She looks 15 years younger," he said, "but more importantly, she's smiling at herself in the mirror again." The right style doesn't erase your age, it celebrates where you are now while honoring your personal comfort zone. Today's updated cuts for mature women feature softer edges, more movement, and less structured silhouettes. Think gentle layers instead of sharp steps, subtle side-swept bangs rather than blunt, straight-across fringe, textured ends instead of perfectly even lines. These modern touches maintain your dignity while breathing fresh life into your look. Once you've updated your style, the right color strategy makes all the difference. 3. Overlooking hair color changes. The transition of our hair color as we age is a beautiful, natural process. Over time, hair follicles produce less melanin, the pigment responsible for hair color, leading to silver strands appearing. But this change isn't just about color. Hair texture transforms too, often becoming coarser, wirier, or even more translucent. Embracing these changes doesn't mean surrendering to them. It means working with them intelligently. I've seen countless women make the same color mistakes in my salon. The most common? Going too dark. That rich dark brown or black shade that once looked stunning in your 30s now creates harsh contrasts against softening skin, accentuating fine lines instead of your beautiful features. Using the wrong products to combat brassiness. Many women fight yellowing or dullness with overpowering purple or blue shampoos, leaving an unnatural cast on their hair. The dreaded skunk line. A stark contrast between gray roots and a solid dark dye job instantly dates your look and signals outdated color maintenance. The right hair color does more than just complement your appearance. It transforms how you feel. When Janet, a 71-year-old retired attorney, first visited me, she had been box dyeing her hair the same dark brown shade for 25 years. "It's what my husband remembered," she said softly, though he had passed away 3 years earlier. I gently suggested honoring her natural silver transition, while adding dimension to brighten her face. The transformation wasn't just physical. I watched her posture straighten, and her eyes sparkle as she saw her reflection. "I feel like myself again," she whispered. Choosing the right color for your skin tone. Warm skin tones, yellow, peach, or golden undertones. Try soft honey blondes, warm caramels, or rich auburn shades. Cool skin tones, pink, red, or bluish undertones. Opt for ash blondes, cool brunettes, or platinum silvers to enhance your natural coloring. Deeper skin tones, rich chocolate browns with caramel highlights, or deep burgundy hues create stunning dimension. Embracing natural gray, silver-enhancing treatments can add a luminous, sophisticated touch. Today's color trends for mature women favor dimension over flat color. Techniques like baby lights, fine, delicate highlights, soft balayage, hand-painted highlights, gray blending to ease the transition into silver strands. These modern techniques require less maintenance and grow out gracefully. Remember, the goal isn't to look younger, it's to look vibrant and well-maintained at every age. And while color frames your face and creates a strong first impression, your hair's health is its true foundation. 4. Using the wrong hair products. The styling products that worked wonders in your 40s and 50s might be working against you now. Here's why. The hormonal shifts of menopause change your hair at the molecular level. Your scalp produces less sebum, natural oil, making hair feel drier. Each strand becomes finer yet more porous, absorbing products differently. It's like watering a plant with different soil. The same amount no longer serves you well. I see well-intentioned product mistakes every day. Heavy oils and butter-based products, meant to tame frizz. These often weigh down thinning hair, leaving it greasy and flat within hours. Harsh sulfate shampoos. These strip away essential moisture, making aging hair brittle and prone to breakage. The little natural oil your scalp still produces is often stripped away by conventional shampoos, and those 2-in-1 products, marketed for simplicity, tend to leave a waxy residue. Over time, this buildup dulls your natural shine, making your hair feel perpetually greasy and unmanageable. But you don't need expensive salon products to care for mature hair properly. In fact, many budget-friendly drugstore brands now offer excellent options. Look for sulfate-free shampoos that cleanse gently. Brands like Neutrogena, L'Oreal, and Garnier all have affordable choices under $10. For conditioners, opt for lightweight formulas labeled volumizing or for fine hair to provide moisture without heaviness. Instead of heavy styling creams, try alcohol-free mousses or spray gels that offer hold without weighing your hair down. Be a label detective at the drugstore. Avoid these ingredients. Dimethicone and heavy silicones. These cause buildup, making hair look flat. Harsh sulfates like sodium lauryl sulfate, too stripping for mature hair. Synthetic fragrances can irritate sensitive scalps. Instead, look for natural moisturizers like aloe vera, panthenol, vitamin B5, argan oil, and proteins that strengthen hair strands. 3 essential hair products for mature hair. I always recommend 3 key products for my mature clients. 1. A gentle clarifying shampoo, used once a week, to remove buildup. 2. A daily sulfate-free moisturizing shampoo to maintain softness. 3. A lightweight leave-in conditioner or detangler for easy styling. Mousses provide volume at the roots, while lightweight serums help tame frizz at the ends without flattening your style. Take Susan, a 67-year-old client of mine. She had been using the same heavy conditioner and styling cream for decades, puzzled as to why her once bouncy hair now looked limp and lifeless. We switched her to lightweight products specifically designed for mature hair, and within 2 weeks, she called me excitedly. "Richard, I can see my waves again. My daughter even asked if I got a perm." With the right products at home supporting your hair's changing needs, professional maintenance becomes just as important to preserve your style. 5. Skipping regular trims. "I'm growing it out" is one of the most common reasons women avoid regular trims. I understand the hesitation. Why cut hair when you want more of it? But here's the science that changes everything. After 60, hair grows about 10% slower than it did in your 40s, while the ends become more prone to splitting and breakage. Without regular trims, these fragile ends continue to split further up the shaft, actually reducing your overall length and volume over time. When you skip trims for months or years, here's what happens. Split ends create frizz that no product can fully tame. Your cut loses its shape, like an overgrown garden without pruning. Styling takes longer because your hair no longer holds its shape. How often should you trim? Shorter cuts, precise styles, every 4 to 6 weeks to maintain shape. Shoulder-length styles, every 8 weeks to prevent wispy ends. Longer hair, every 10 to 12 weeks to keep ends healthy. I understand budget concerns. Salon visits add up, but there are ways to maintain trims affordably. Mini trim services, less expensive than full cuts. beauty schools for discounted trims, booking on slower days for better pricing. Take Patricia, a 73-year-old retired teacher. She hadn't trimmed her hair in over a year. We established a 10-week trim schedule, removing just half an inch each time. 6 months later, her daughter brought flowers to her appointment, saying, "Mom's confidence is blooming, right along with her hair." 6. Overusing heat styling tools. That curling iron or flat iron you reach for every morning? It might be your hair's worst enemy, especially after 60. When you apply heat over 300 degrees Celsius, the already reduced moisture inside each strand evaporates, essentially cooking your hair from the inside out. While younger hair may recover from occasional heat damage, your hair's natural repair process slows with age. Signs of heat damage. Ends that split easily despite regular trims. Hair that feels rough even after conditioning. Increased breakage when brushing. Short baby hairs at the hairline, actually broken strands. Heat-free styling alternatives. For shorter styles, apply a lightweight mousse to damp hair and use your fingers for a natural lift. For medium-length cuts, try self-grip rollers on damp hair for soft waves. For longer styles, loosely braid damp hair before bed for heat-free waves. If heat styling is necessary, stay below 300 degrees Celsius and always use a heat protectant spray. For fine or damaged hair, always apply a heat protectant first and never use heat on wet hair. Ellen, a 66-year-old client, had flat ironed her hair daily for decades. We established a heat detox, limiting heat styling to once a week while focusing on heat-free methods. After 8 weeks, her new growth was visibly healthier, and she had reduced her morning routine by 20 minutes. "I never knew my natural texture could look so good," she told me. 7. Ignoring your growth patterns. Have you ever noticed that your hair naturally falls in a certain direction, no matter how you try to style it? This isn't stubbornness. It's your unique growth pattern, as individual to you as your fingerprint. To identify your natural patterns, wash your hair and let it air dry without touching it. Observe where it naturally parts, which direction it sweeps across your forehead, or how it stands up at your crown. These tendencies become more pronounced after 60, as hair becomes finer and loses the weight that once held it in place. Fighting against these inherent patterns is an exhausting battle you simply cannot win. I've watched countless women struggle each morning, applying excessive heat and products to force their hair into an unnatural position. This creates a frustrating cycle. You style your hair, but it gradually shifts back to its natural pattern throughout the day. By afternoon, you're left with an uneven result that looks nothing like your morning style. For troublesome cowlicks, ask your stylist to cut that section slightly longer to add weight and control the lift. For widow's peaks, side-swept bangs often look more natural than blunt bangs that work against your growth direction. If your natural part has shifted with age, following the new pattern rather than forcing your old one will result in more volume and less frustration. Dorothy, a 78-year-old former flight attendant, had fought her strong natural side part for decades, trying to create a center part because she believed it looked more balanced. When we finally embraced her natural side part and designed a cut that complemented it, she was astonished. "I've spent over 50 years fighting my hair," she laughed. "Who knew surrender could be so liberating?" 8. Not considering face shape. The most beautiful hairstyle for you isn't necessarily what's trending. It's the one that creates harmony with your unique face shape. This isn't about vanity. It's about visual balance and proportion. As we age, facial contours shift. Cheeks may lose fullness, jawlines might soften, and features can become more pronounced. Your hairstyle should evolve to complement these natural changes. To identify your face shape, pull your hair back completely and trace the outline of your face in a mirror. Round. Your face is nearly as wide as it is long. Oval, your face is longer than it is wide. Heart-shaped, your face is widest at the cheekbones and narrows at the chin. Square, your face has strong angular lines, particularly along the jawline. Understanding this fundamental aspect of your appearance is the first step toward finding your most flattering style. For round faces, styles with height at the crown and length below the chin create the illusion of an oval shape. For heart-shaped faces, side-swept bangs and volume at the jawline help balance a narrower chin. For square faces, layers that start at the cheekbones soften strong jawlines and create movement. For long faces, bangs or volume at the sides help balance proportions. The right cut can work magic, subtly adjusting your proportions. Side parts create asymmetry that slims wider faces, while layering around the face helps slenderize round shapes and adds softness to angular features. For most women over 60, the most universally flattering lengths tend to fall between the chin and shoulders. Catherine, a 69-year-old with a heart-shaped face, had worn the same blunt, shoulder-length cut for decades. We created a gently layered style with side-swept bangs and more volume around her jawline. My daughter asked if I'd had work done, and she chuckled. I told her, just a better haircut. 9. Wearing hair too tight. That sleek ponytail or perfectly smooth bun might look elegant, but it could be quietly damaging your precious hair. Traction. Alopecia, hair loss caused by constant pulling, affects countless women over 60, though few recognize the cause. Unlike age-related thinning, traction alopecia creates specific patterns of hair loss, particularly around the hairline, temples, and behind the ears. What makes this especially concerning for mature women is that our hair follicles become more fragile with age. Once damaged by constant tension, they may never fully recover. Warning signs include scalp soreness, redness, or small bumps around your hairline. You might notice headaches after wearing certain styles, or see receding at your temples and broken hairs around your face. Your scalp needs to breathe and move naturally throughout the day, just like the rest of your skin. Instead of tight styles, consider gentler alternatives. Soft, low buns, secured with open pins, rather than tight elastics, distribute tension more evenly. Side braids positioned loosely offer sophistication while reducing pull on your hairline. Replace ordinary elastic bands with fabric-covered options that prevent breakage, and use wide-toothed combs for securing updos. For nighttime protection, try a loose braid secured with a soft scrunchie. A silk pillowcase reduces friction as you move during sleep, preserving your style while preventing breakage. Jennifer, a 74-year-old former executive, came to me concerned about her increasingly visible scalp along her hairline after decades of wearing a tight chignon. We shifted to looser techniques, and within 4 months, fine new growth appeared along her temples. Such a simple change has made such a difference, she told me. Don't forget the power of accessories. Accessories aren't just decorative extras. They're powerful psychological tools that can transform how you feel about your hair and yourself. When you select a beautiful clip or elegant scarf, you're making an intentional style choice that signals confidence. Many of my clients report that adding the right accessory creates an immediate emotional boost, turning an ordinary hair day into one where they feel polished and put together. For professional or formal occasions, subtle tortoise shell clips, elegant combs with minimal embellishment, or slender headbands in sophisticated patterns add polish without appearing juvenile. For casual settings, colorful scarves, decorative bobby pins, or natural material clips add interest while complementing your natural coloring. These versatile tools can cleverly camouflage common concerns. A strategically placed clip can conceal thinning at the temples. A beautiful silk scarf, tied as a headband, can disguise growing out bangs or roots during a transition to embracing your natural silver. Beyond aesthetics, accessories offer practical solutions for everyday challenges. Soft headbands keep hair off your face during exercise without causing tension headaches. For travel, when styling tools might be unavailable, silk scarves can create elegant updo alternatives. Diane, a 76-year-old former art professor, transformed her relationship with her hair through accessories. When chemotherapy caused significant hair loss, she began collecting scarves in vibrant colors. As her hair returned, now silver instead of brown, she incorporated those accessories into her permanent style. "They became my signature," she explained. "People stopped seeing my thin spots and started complimenting my style." These thoughtful finishing touches complete your transformation, turning everyday hairstyles into personal statements that reflect your unique beauty and life experience. Remember, beautiful hair at any age isn't about looking younger. It's about looking your best right now. By avoiding these common mistakes, you're not turning back time. You're honoring who you are today with a style that reflects your wisdom, confidence, and beauty. I have seen thousands of women transform not just their hair, but how they feel about themselves by making these simple changes. Which mistake will you address first? Share in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more practical beauty wisdom that celebrates your journey. Until next time, embrace your beauty at every age.